When I first became an ECM chaplain, I had a kid in my office and I was really grilling him on what not to do. You don't steal, it's wrong to take things from people. And I was really, I was drilling this kid. And he began to cry. And at that time, I really thought I had gotten through to the young man. He was 13 years old. But he looked up over his tears and he asked me question that I will never forget. He said, "What if your mother came into your room and gave you a pair of gloves and told you to go and kick in the neighbor's back door and take the flat screen TV, take it to the pawn shop so that we can pay our rent?" And at that time, I didn't have the answer for the young man. And that began my journey becoming an ECM chaplain and doing, the job that I'm doing now.
I think a little bit about a young lady that came into the detention center, and she was there a few times, and she ended up coming back into the detention center for the last time, and she had a situation where her mother was unable to care for her. So she was in and out of foster homes and things like that, but she came in for the very last time and she only had 2 credits left to graduate from high school. And I knew that because I'd been in contact with her because she had come several times over a few years. So I said to her right away, let's go down, as soon as she got there, I said, let's go down and talk to the principal about getting you set up on Plato, which is our credit recovery system. Let's get you set up right away so that you can get these credits finished. And I remember when we were walking down the steps, she stopped and I turned around and she was crying, and almost makes me want to cry right now. She was crying and I said, "Why are you crying?" And she said, "Why do you care?"
My favorite part about being a chaplain is the connection with the kids. It is spending time with them and getting to a point where you develop a relationship with them where they feel comfortable and open up to you. And they will share so much a lot of times. And it gives an opportunity to pray for them and to encourage them and see God really at work in them. And then one of my most favorite things is when I run into a kid in the community and they say, "Hey, Chap," and I turn around and there's always this smile, "Chap, I'm doing good." And that just warms my heart.
I got involved with ECM and working at the detention center because we're all connected. And what each of us do affects the other person. And we need to all realize that. And if one person's suffering, we're all suffering because of it. And we need to be more connected.
Today, dealing with the children as chaplains, we bring hope and healing to the detention centers. The children that we're servicing, it's important that they understand that God haven't forgotten about them.
A lot of these kids have seen a lot of death. Many of them have lost brothers, sisters, fathers, other family members, and truly there's not a really good space for them to share their feelings about the loss that they've encountered. And so we work with them as chaplains in our Hope and Healing program. And through this program, the kids get an opportunity to share their feelings, share their emotions, share their grief, and move to the point of being healed from their loss.
Most of the youth are good youth, good boys. And like most of us, they just make the wrong decision or take the wrong choice every now and then. And they're basically good, and that's how I treated them. They're good, and I make bad choices, and they make bad choices. Made some bad choices.
Well, as a child myself, I made a few unfortunate decisions that could have very easily led me to being involved with the system. However, I did avoid it because a few caring people came along and were able to help me see things from a different perspective and make better choices. So I escaped what could have been an unfortunate path, and I'm on a very blessed path.